All right, we are back with another episode of the Boring Business Bulletin. It's based on my newsletter. This one is talking about AI's role in corporations, white-collar industry, and the effect that that is going to have in the future on blue-collar industry, which is so important for people like myself who has one and for people like you watching. So let's hop into it. There's a massive shift happening right now in blue-collar business, and nobody in the trades is really seeing it clearly. AI is not coming for your truck. It's not replacing your crew. It's not swinging a hammer. It's not fixing a pipe. Who knows when that's even going to happen. But it's going to squeeze operators out of the market. That's the important takeaway. And it's not in the way that most people think. There was a study that came out recently from Harvard Business Review, and the article was titled, AI doesn't reduce work, it intensifies it. And the key insight wasn't that it's going to completely lay off everybody and replace all the workers. It was that AI makes those workers faster. And when people get faster, companies raise their expectations. The output increases, the standards rise across the board, and pressure really increases. Work expands instead of shrinks. And so now think about that theory right there. If AI doesn't remove the pressure, if it raises the standards, well, what happens when the dynamic is moved from white collar into blue collar? That's the real story here. This is the takeaway. There's a white collar compression that is coming, it's looming. They're gonna feel it first. Hiring is cautious, middle management layers are shrinking, junior analyst roles are getting compressed like crazy, and the back offices are consolidating considerably. And here's a personal example from me. My accountant, I've been with him for 12 years. He built a really strong, respected firm, impressive client list. He does a great job. He recently sold to a national company. Why would he do that? He's got kids who are professionals, but none of them wanted the business. They didn't want to take it over. And that's not rare. That's the demographic reality. Now here's what typically happens next in these deals. Let's go further. There's an earn-out period, system integration, back office centralization, redundant roles removed, and margin expansion. And so AI didn't cause that sale, but AI makes centralization so much easier through billing, automation, document processing, audit prep, reporting, client communication, and so many other things. When his retirement fully happens and the contract ends, the layoffs are likely if they don't happen while he's there. It's not because the robots showed up, it's because efficiency became possible and to a much greater degree. That's the compression. The big companies survive and the smaller ones get absorbed. The jobs concentrate instead of being redistributed. And so here is the uncomfortable part for a lot of people. AI doesn't eliminate everyone, it raises the bar. The people that can leverage AI increase output, and the people that can't, they get squeezed. That creates stratification. In corporate right now, you're seeing high performers who adapt to survive. The mid-tier roles are shrinking, and entry-level pathways are narrow. They're not hiring as much because people can do more. Some people will upskill with AI, but a lot of people can't hang. That's the reality. And when they can't hang around, they don't disappear, they react to the circumstance. So here's another example. So I'm almost 40, I'm not 40 yet, but friends of mine in the corporate world, professionals with great jobs, they've discussed buying blue collar businesses with me. It's not because they want to just dig ditches. They want autonomy, they want control, they want ownership, they want something tangible, something that feels less replaceable. So white collar compression creates psychological insecurity with a lot of people. And that insecurity pushes people towards ownership. And that's the inverse reaction that we're missing here. Capital and talent migration. Now let's layer in demographics into this. Boomers own a massive percentage of service businesses. They're in HVAC, plumbing, junk removal, roofing, electric, legacy businesses. And many of them have no succession plan, just like my accountant. Their kids aren't interested, and they don't really have an operator internally to carry this on. So they sell. And who do they sell to? Private equity, national roll-ups, and professionals seeking autonomy. And this isn't theory. This is literally happening right now. And it has happened in the past, but it's really happening now. And so many legacy operators, they think, well, AI won't take my job. I've been around for 20 years. They're right. AI won't take your job. The robots aren't coming with pitchforks. But someone using AI to run a tighter system might take your market share. That's the difference that you have to think about. AI won't replace that labor. It will embed in your business as a layer through 24/7 AI answering services, instant quoting tools, automated follow-ups, review capture sequences, nurturing, smarter routing, margin dashboard tracking, competitor tracking, AI-assisted sales scripting, dynamic pricing. The labor still remains human. It will for a very long time. But the operating system becomes algorithmic. And those types of systems will really compound over time. And so I'll give you an example here. Take two junk removal companies, right? The first one returns calls the next day. They price everything by gut feeling. They don't track anything. They live in the truck. They really don't know what's going on. Then take another one who responds within 30 seconds. They track everything weekly. They optimize all the time. They route intelligently. They capture reviews automatically. Over the next few years, who do you think is going to win? It's not the strongest, it's not the guy who's been around the longest. It's the person who's most disciplined. It's the person who knows the most. This is where the market's going to go. There's no question. And so if just 20% of operators in your market start to integrate AI and tighten their systems, the standard is going to move. Customers expect more. Faster response time, clearer communication, professional systems, and transparent pricing. The laggards will feel the squeeze a lot. They're not going to be replaced, but they're going to be simply outperformed. That is compression repeating. Again, first it's in white collar roles in the corporate industry, and then it's going to come down into trades. So the future isn't necessarily white collar versus blue collar. It's disciplined versus undisciplined. It's high leverage versus low leverage. It's systemized versus unsystemized. AI just lowers the cost of being disciplined and all of these other things. And because infrastructure already exists, like the cloud, API, SaaS, this cycle moves way faster than any other tech revolution before us. It's almost instantaneous. AI doesn't reduce work, it intensifies it. That intensification will compress white-collar jobs. It will consolidate markets. It forces upskilling, displaces average performers, pushes capital and ownership, and raises the bar in trades. So blue collar is not being eliminated, it never will. It's being elevated, and elevation squeezes the undisciplined. The threat isn't robots, it's upgraded competitors in your market. If a disciplined AI leverage operator bought into your market tomorrow, would you still be able to compete and win? And if the answer isn't a confident yes, that is your signal. You don't need anything else. That's it. Start with speed, start with follow-up, and start with your margin clarity in your business, because that cycle is accelerating and standards aren't going to back down. The customers are going to expect more. That's really what you need to take away. When the market and customers start to expect a certain degree of service and you can no longer compete and offer that, they're not going to choose you anymore. They're going to work with these other people, and it's going to be as simple as that.